What's up, guys? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. And Skip Bayless calling it quits after 8 years. Man, I got a lot to say about this. Well, really not too much, but we're going to definitely take a deep dive into Skip Bayless's exit. Make sure you guys get in here and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. Let's go. So we all saw the writing on the wall with this, everyone. Skip Bayless announces undisputed departure, plans to pursue new opportunities. What opportunities would these be? At Skip Bayless's age, 72 years old. And I believe Skip on this. I think that Skip Bayless is a very, very well calculated man. I think that he saw the writing on the wall, especially after the unfortunate departure of Shannon Sharpe, man, which, let's just be honest, which really, really made the show take a drastic hit, a drastic plummeting. And if I'm being honest, guys, I don't know who will be taking over for the show, but I don't know, man. That Keyshawn Johnson situation, man, he is horrendous. Like, in my opinion, I think that it would have been better off if it was just Paul Pierce and Skip Bayless. I get that they're trying to do the rotating panel like First Take, but man, Keyshawn Johnson is not good for business, in my opinion. His takes are horrendous, and he doesn't know how to stand his ground and, just debate properly. But let's keep going, guys. So this is the tweet from Skip Bayless where he says, "Today was my last show on Undisputed. I'm leaving FS1. I've been planning." Told you guys, he's pretty he's pretty meticulous with his approach. "To pursue other opportunities for several months. I had a great 8-year run with a lot of great people at Fox, but now I'm excited for what's coming up. Stay tuned." And this was posted yesterday, of course. And I must admit, guys, a lot of people have mixed feelings about Skip Bayless. If I'm being honest, guys, the last few months, I was not a fan of the show, simply because I already knew he was departing. And let's just be honest, man, these topics are rather stale, especially when you don't have a great debate partner. Now, he could talk about the Cowboys, LeBron James, Tom Brady, and the Lakers a lot, guys. But Shannon Sharpe made that show more interesting. Even if it was about the same topics, it's just having his personality across the debate table just made it far more better. But when you have guys who, let's just be honest, man, like Keyshawn Johnson, right? You got Lil Wayne, you got the Young Money cast. I'm just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Now, Paul Pierce was a great addition. And if I'm being honest, guys, I'm not really too fond of Rachel Nichols even being on there. I think that Paul Pierce just had the charisma, the personality. He's willing to go against Skip Bayless on uncomfortable topics and go against the grain, and that's what a healthy debate is. And that's what really keeps your show in the algorithms, and also just healthy debating. But for Skip Bayless to have had the run that he had, a lot of people, did not like Skip Bayless. But you guys got to understand, Skip Bayless mastered how to be hated because it produced so much revenue for him that it was just absurd. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. Like, this guy is in his 70s and he's making millions and millions of dollars simply just trolling. He mastered how to stay in his lane and how to stay relevant. And even if you're being discussed in a negative, aspect or positive aspect, if you can keep people talking, then you're doing your job. It's kind of like if you watch Game of Thrones, the Lannisters, they really made you hate them, right? That's great acting, because I remember I was so into Game of Thrones, and what's the guy, King Joffrey, he literally was getting death threats from just the fans. And when you do stuff like that, you master your role, and you've mastered your art. And I think that Skip Bayless understood that. And if I'm being honest, man, we need to just talk about all the opportunities that he has given people. No, he wasn't the most talented, but he provided a platform, especially for brothers. Let's just be real. He provided a platform for people to really be exposed and acknowledged, and their careers have taken off and gone to places even higher than his. And I understand with the whole Shannon Sharpe situation, it was like a lot of jealousy. Maybe it was from Skip Bayless's end. He's been doing this a long time, and you got this young thoroughbred coming in, swooping in, taking all the attention. it's understandable. It's human. It goes on here, guys, where it says after Sharp left, Undisputed went on a hiatus and returned in August 2023 with a new look and feel. And if we remember that, guys, it was quite a lengthy period where we were kind of guessing, because I listen to sports so much. I have like a certain routine. I used to wake up, listen to Undisputed, First Take, First Things First, Colin Coward, or Colin Coward, then First Thing First. I don't really care about too many other shows out there, but that was my routine, every day, my work routine, and just kind of like while I'm working, I'm listening to sports. So I must admit, man, I was a huge fan of Undisputed, still am. And unlike a lot of people, man, I actually like Skip Bayless because I understood the type of guy he was. And guys, he was really who he was. You know what I'm saying? I would rather admire a guy for being even if he's an asshole, like at least he's being transparent. He's not being fake. He's not showing us somebody in front of the camera and then going home and doing and being something that he isn't. So like Skip Bayless was himself all the time. And he was just a true OG in my opinion. And a lot of people don't like him. He says things that I didn't like, but that's with everyone. I don't have to agree with everything, but if you're good at your job, man, I'll give it up to you, man. And I think that he was good at his job. So it goes on to say former NFL stars Richard Sherman, Michael Irvin, and Keyshawn Johnson joined the show, but it felt crowded, awkward, and chaotic at times, and it never achieved the level of success that Undisputed did when it was only Bayless and Sharp. And what did I tell you guys, man? Like, that one-on-one chemistry that they had was like, man, it was just like perfect, man. It was just like the perfect quarterback and wide receiver, or the perfect running mate in basketball. That's what I got from it. And, as long as they had great chemistry and gel together, it made the show even better when they just invited like a host on. But this whole rotating panel thing was doomed. Richard Sherman sounds like he has like dust in his throat, always needing to clear his throat. He sounds worse than Patrick Mahomes to me. Michael Irvin, I love Michael Irvin. I think that he's actually good for the show. I think he's a great visiting guest. But there's too much cowboy love, even though sometimes he's kind of like optimistic about it. But there's too much cowboy love on that show and not enough villain. Guys, you have to have a drama when you're doing these shows. And Keyshawn Johnson, I don't know how this guy is getting these jobs from ESPN, Fox Sports. He must be taking like a low paying contract, because he's just abysmal to me, man. And I mean that, guys. Like, I think that he is so overly cocky and so incompetent at his job that it just makes it ever takes a side. Like, you can't debate if you're neutral all the time. Like, bro, like, I understand both sides of it. Well, I'm thinking if I'm the coach and, if I'm the player, like, and you find that Paul Pierce always corrects him about football, and Paul Pierce is literally a basketball player. Paul Pierce just has greater knowledge of sports. That's just straight up. It goes on to say it's unclear what Bayless' next move will be, but Smith recently made it clear that he won't be coming back to First Take, saying Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith together as partners, working across from each other on the debate show, is over. It's been over. This is not the first time I've said it. There's no negativity or shade being thrown at Skip Bayless. I have moved on. Except, in my opinion, there was shade because you didn't have to acknowledge that. And we all know that Stephen A. Smith is pretty good at his job because he knows how to attract a crowd and how to engage a crowd. And, I just think that you didn't even have to say this personally. I think that Skip Bayless knows that. I think that you know that. And they both do a great job of subbing each other and indirectly sneak dissing. So that's just like a little feud that they've always had. So I am curious to see, how it's going to work out for Skip Bayless, man, because Skip Bayless is pretty old, man, and I just think that he's so addicted to sports that it's like a drug to him. I mean, guy got a vasectomy, doesn't want kids, only want a dog, told his own wife that sports come first. He's just driven, man. Like, I've never seen this type of a drive. And for him to be, even guys, him posting his workout videos, I know he's old as crap, but the guy just stays engaged, man. The guy just thinks very young. And we saw how he would try to wear the drip Baylesses, the image, the chain, the Jordans and stuff like that. And if I'm being honest, guys, it wasn't as bad when it first started, but later on it did become a little cringe. That's just my opinion. Bayless just had this profound love for Lil Wayne. If I heard certain stories in Hollywood about him and Lil Wayne, I don't think I should get into that right now, but it goes on to say, my brother and I leave the Undisputed set for the last time. His instant classic theme song made that show. Love you, man. And that's true, guys. I'm quite sure Lil Wayne got a lot of royalty off of that as well. I just never really understood, like, I get Lil Wayne did the music and all that, but man, I know he loves sports, but this last year or two has been crazy with the Young Money topics and all of that stuff, right? So then you see Skip Bayless, guys. You know Skip Bayless is a man of pride. So he posted to his Twitter where he says, Ernestine and Hazel surprised me. Hazel is his dog, with congratulations balloons when I return from my last Undisputed. Can't wait for what's next. Here we go, as Dak Prescott would say. And if I know Skip Bayless, guys, I just feel like Skip Bayless is going to drive himself crazy. I don't think that he's going to sit around that house with Ernestine and Hazel because he has such a routine. The guy wakes up at 2 a.m. He's on a treadmill at 2 a.m. Pacific. That's crazy. He's that driven just by his job, his lifestyle. And in some ways, I admire that. So let's get into these comments and see what they all have to say. Haters and Braun fans can hate Skip, a legend. That is true. He is, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people refuse to give Skip Bayless his flowers because of personal agendas and, just how they feel. But it's not going to be too many people in their 70s who will make, I think his last contract was $34 million. I mean, the guy has been successful for a very, very long time, and he had to do it in a way that kept him relevant. And also, that's a lot of admiration behind that, guys. Thank you for bringing us First Take and Undisputed and making the uptight, stuck up and boring sports media fun for 10 years. God bless you for giving voices to talents that would have never been given a chance. See what I'm saying, guys? Like, hey, like that's just the truth, man. Like, the guy did help start up First Take, let's be honest. Even though Stephen A. Smith likes to say that he was the guy that made the show, he will often say that if it was not for Allen Iverson first, right, and Skip Bayless, that he probably would not be who he is, which in some cases is a complete clown. You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to grow a little fond of Stephen A. Smith, especially when it comes to his political views and like how he just kind of is on his own platform and kind of like calling stuff out like he sees it. All right, guys. But, Skip Bayless did provide so much for people, man. And to see the love in his comments, I expected to see a lot more hate. Let's go on where it says, thanks for the laughs over the years. Knowing you is not really a surprise that today's final episode, you didn't contain a send-off. Yeah, he's not like that. Like Shannon Sharp was crying and shit, wiping his face. Hey, thank you for all this and that. Skip Bayless is kind of like just stoic. He's just even keel. He's seen enough. The guy was born, if he's 72 now, he was born, at a time where, he's seen a lot of change, not just in his career field, but also in the world. If you know Skip, man, he's kind of like a guy who does not like to show his emotions. So, man, Skip Bayless, man, riding off into the sunset. We're going to see, what he has next. I know he does have a podcast already. I don't know how the traction is over there, man, but I'm sure sooner or later that I may run across some of those videos, guys, and I will be able to cover them and provide them to you. So you guys tell me what y'all think about Skip Bayless in his run. How you guys feel about everything he did for sports media? Do you guys think that it was just, timing, that it was just the right time for him to throw those deuces up and go off into other business ventures, guys? This has been a great run, that Skip Bayless has had, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video. See you guys next time. Peace. Yeah.